Chapter 5 Black Myth Wukong is really about the Bull King demon. He is the pivotal character which draws so much of our emotions in, despite the fact that he appeared so little and he's not involved in any combat. But really, it's about the tragic events and circumstances that happened onto him one after another that make us feel so much about the chapter and get immersed in the story. The Bull King demon is a sworn brother of Wukong. And to understand it better, in the Eastern context, when you are sworn brother with somebody, it is pretty serious and heavy stuff. You have each other's back, you're willing to die for each other, you probably cut each other's wrists, let the blood drip into the teacup and drink it. Kind of like a bromance plus package. So try to imagine that, and then imagine Bull King having Wukong's back when they go to war with the Celestial troops, right? This is not the first time the Bull King has featured in Wukong's first fight. There is a 2014 movie starring Donnie Yen as Wukong and Aaron Kwok as the Bull King, where their relationship is explored a little bit more thoroughly. Both are very powerful Yao Guais and both have each other's back when they go to fight against the Celestial troops. And I think it makes sense to have Bull King appear in a major event in Wukong's life to just reinforce that kind of sworn brotherhood they have. So it's especially unfortunate to see how they turned against each other when Monkey eventually went on a journey to the west as a pilgrim with Tang San, met up with Red Boy, had a conflict against Red Boy, who is the son of Bull King, and set up these series of events that eventually end up with the Swan brothers turning against each other. Now, Red Boy want to eat the meat of Tang San like all Yao Guais do. You see this repeating from arc to arc to arc, right? And Red Boy is probably the Yao Guai that pushed Wukong really to the limits, where the monkey almost met his death because of the Sun Maiden that Red Boy has at his disposal, the Someday Fire. He has his 5-element cards that you see in the game. He also has his 6 minions that will feature in the game as well, the various bosses that you encounter. So the monkey had to go and find Guan Yin for help, and Guan Yin used her magical water from her vase to deal with Red Boy. And Red Boy, of course, wasn't Guan Yin's match, and he got subdued and forced to become an acolyte in quite a brutal fashion. She placed the rings onto his head, his wrists and his legs, and do the same chant that that Wukong would also suffer from, and these rings tighten up and force Red Boy to submit. And so Red Boy eventually became a Buddhist under Guan Yin's care, and he probably can hi-fi the Black Bear spirit from chapter 1, since they are now 师兄弟, in the same temple, forced to be acolytes of Guan Yin. So when the next stop of the pilgrim was the Flaming Valley, Huoyan Shan, the pilgrims and Wukong need to cross the valley that was filled with fire, and the villagers there were so suffering, and the only way to put out the fire was to use the banana leaf from Princess Iron Fan, Luo Sha Nu Raksashi. She's also a character that you would be familiar with in chapter 5. Of course, being the mother of Red Boy, she's unwilling to loan the fan. To cut the story short, there was a conflict, there was a lot of ding-dong here and there with a fake fan, and Bull King coming into the picture to try to go against Wukong, because now his family has been compromised because of the bloody monkey that came in and got his son subdued, got his wife humiliated, got his concubine killed. And so Monkey and Bull went to war, and Monkey brought in all the big guns. He got all the Celestial troops to come in, and you can see in the animation, right? Tuo Ta Li Tian Wang, the pagoda general, his third son, Ne Zha San Tai Zi, whom himself is also a very fierce warrior using fire. And so this arc in Journey to the West is filled with heavyweight characters and a lot of major epic fights. This is like the Marineford arc of One Piece. This is the Shibuya arc of JJK. This is the Osaka arc of Guns. It is the highlight of Journey to the West, where Bull King went against all these people. And it's so tragic in the sense that, as Game Science put it, he really don't have a choice. He's put in a context where he had to fight for his family, had to fight against a brother that went against the promise of looking out for each other. In the original text, things were very black and white. The Celestial Gods, the Pilgrims, they are good people. The Yao Guais, they are bad people. Eventually, the bad people lose, and then, you get your happy ending. But Game Science narrative, this is more storytelling for the modern audience. They flipped the issues 180 degrees around, so you get to see it from the perspective of the Bull King. And him not absorbing the relic also led to the Red Boy wanting to take the relic from him, because Red Boy discovered his Yaksha lineage. And the Yaksha is a tribe that went to war against against Buddha, and eventually they lost, and Red Boy, being the sole survivor, he see himself to be the destined one to avenge for his tribe. And this of course led to the tragedy where he got defeated by Yu, the gamer, and he took his own life. And the end of the chapter was really just the sorrowful, sobering sight of the Bull King moaning as he's leaning against the mountain. At a certain point in your life, you feel that everything, the cosmos, the upper management, your life seems to be working against you. I think this chapter would really resonate, and you'll feel something in the cholesterol-laden cockles of your heart. Ultimately, the song in the ending animation really hits the spot. The title is called Destiny, and the Chinese title of the song is 不由己, which translates roughly to helplessness and the inability to change the shitty situation that you're in. And the last line of the song, 我没错, really speaks of the Bull King's melancholic denial that he ever made a mistake in all the situations that he was in. So was he wrong to help Wukong in the battle in the Celestial Court? Was he wrong to fight for his family and to deny Wukong and his pilgrim party free reign over his territory? And was he wrong to not give the relic to the Red Boy, which ultimately still ended in his son's demise? Thank you for watching. I see you in the next video.